Well, good morning, everybody, and I hope that everybody sprung ahead this morning or last night before you went to bed and set your clocks ahead 1 hour. And this is the time of year when you do that, and then you get up for work the next morning. You don't feel as awake because you lost that hour that way, but it comes out you get more daylight and stuff, so I'll take that. So hope everybody had a great weekend. I haven't seen you guys for a couple weeks because 2 weeks ago I went up to the Minnesota Monthly Wine and Food Experience. I never remember what the name of the thing was, and had a great time. I was in Minneapolis. I got up there on Saturday, and me and Christy bebopped around and did a little wine sampling at Curating, and I went back and changed and went to a couple little fun spots downtown Minneapolis and drove around, and I made a little slideshow for you so you could just kind of get a little taste of wherever we went. Lots of cocktails, lots of yummy food, unfortunately. Remember last time we talked I was down 3 pounds. Woohoo! Well, yeah, that was the time I got back and weighed in on Monday. Whoosh, I can gain 5 pounds in a weekend easy when somebody goes, oh my gosh, it would take me... No, I can in 2 days gain 5 pounds from eating and drinking and whatnot. So just wait. But I got it all off this week. I was really good and watched everything. So I'm back to where I was before the whole Minnesota experience. So it is what it is. I'm kind of not hopeful that I'm going to get the weight off by Viva, but as long as I get enough off so I can fit my clothes, that's all I care about. Though I need it, you know me, you know how it is. So anyway, we did that, and then on Sunday we went to the event, and that's at Target Field in Minneapolis, and a huge line. I don't even know how many tickets they sell, but it's quite a few. So you wait in line for like, I don't know, a half hour or so, and then you get a wristband, you know, they card you, and then you go in and then you get a little teeny bag, and it's got like advertisements in the magazine in it, and a bottle of water, and then you get your wine glass, and all that type of stuff. And that's all for you guys to keep, you know, when you're done with the thing. And I start chucking stuff, because a lot of it's stuff that I'm not interested in, and you're carrying that bag around, and then you got that water, which is nice, because they want you to drink water and be hydrated and not get too tooted up. So get that done right away, because you're carrying that bag and you're carrying your wine glass and you're trying to get your wine sample and you're trying to get a little bit of snack to eat, and you got to multitask and stuff. And some people, I should have taken a picture of somebody with it, but they have these little things that hang around their neck, and it looks like a little lariat or whatever. And they can put their wine glass in there so they can have their hands free for snacking and getting and whatever. And I thought that's kind of a good idea, but it looks kind of weird, I guess. And I'm like, probably it's a good thing to do, because I got that extra. I tell you what, I get all whatever, and I was smart this year, and I did wear a crossover bag. I like to have my vintage outfits or vintage inspired outfits. I like to have my vintage bags, but they're all handbags. I only have one that's a shoulder strap. I have one vintage bag that was a hand carried bag, and I converted that because the strap broke. I was going to get a new strap, and I'm like, wait a minute, it had hooks on it. So I thought, I'm going to make that into a shoulder bag. It's not meant to be, and you can tell that, like, what did she do? It's kind of a jacked up looking purse, but I need to be practical too, because I'm always like taking pictures and doing stuff, and I need my hands free. Well, imagine that. Do you need your hands free? Yes, I do. So it's late morning, because that kind of bumps everything, that daylight savings, and it's not really 8 when you get up, it's 9 o'clock when you get up, and that kind of puts everything back. Takes your body a little bit of time to set itself to the new time schedule. And sorry about the puppies barking. I don't even know if you picked that up or not. My husband just got home. He went over to the farm and did some stuff at his dad's house and got back, and our puppies are barking all the time about something. There might, you know, my one little one get up on the chair, and she'll be looking outside and barking, and I look and look, and what are you even? There's not a bird, there's not a rabbit, there's nothing out there. I don't know what she thinks she sees, but she starts kicking going. So that was a great weekend. Get off track here. With my cousin Christine, got back Monday and back to work on Tuesday, so it was a short work week, which was nice. And then the weather. Can you stand the weather? I cannot stand the weather. I have got spring fever so bad, and started picking up some stuff in the yard, and you're just like, please don't let it snow anymore. I mean, it is March and we could still get a whole bunch of dumpings, but we're going on that into March. And wouldn't it be nice to have a nice Easter that was snow-free? That's always a gamble. You never know you're going to have a nice Easter or not a nice Easter. It's kind of, I can remember my kids, you know, you'd put the cute little Easter outfits, and they're usually like little boy cute shorts and little plaid or little polo shirts, and they're always so cute when they're little dressed up. But then, you know what? You might end up putting their winter coat on over that. And same with little girls. They got the pretty Easter dresses and hats with the little white patent leather shoes. But it might be a bunch of snow and muck outside. So it is what it is when you're in Wisconsin. So what else is going on? Well, I'm starting to organize. Even though we don't know what I'm going to be able to wear, I'm starting to set out, okay, this is stuff I can wear, and if I get a little bit of weight off and I'm more comfortable, I can wear this. Because I don't want anything to be snug or tight. I want to be comfortable. If I'm doing something that I'm just out for the evening, I don't mind wearing all of the compression and Suckman type wear stuff, but me and Christy hoof it, and we are all over the place when we're in Vegas. One day we'll go down to Fremont Street, because I like that, you know, all the vintage stuff, and a lot of them you walk through and it's got the old pictures of everything and the history on the walls, which is really neat. And then we have to go over, I think it is the Fremont Street, but I think it's is it Fremont or Binion's? I can't remember, but they've always been known back in the day for their shrimp cocktail for a dime or a nickel or something way back, and now I think well, then it was like 99 cents, and it's pretty close to that now, and it's not like the olden days of the great big shrimp and stuff. But this one, you get a little cup, and you don't, you know, you think there'd be a shrimp station or something when you go, but it's not. It's, you go over and it's kind of back, and they said, oh, you go back to where the Chinese food is, and it's back there, and sure enough, there's your little shrimp cocktail, and it's a lot. You get a cup, and it's like the little teeny salady shrimp with cocktail sauce and stuff, so you gotta have it for tradition. And then we'll walk from there, we'll walk up to the Atomic Liquor Lounge, which is another historic place in Vegas, that's quite a ways down, maybe a mile down from Fremont. So we do a lot of hoofing, so I don't want like layers and layers, suck them in, compression, I will go for comfort. If it's, like I said, a special event, or I'm especially going out with my husband or this or that, totally well. But if I'm going to be walking around from morning until who knows when you're going to get back at night, I want to be comfortable also, and I don't want to worry about getting schmelts and hot and stuff, because I have a tendency to get hot. So looking at all that when I put my outfits together, and I'll have a little, and I had one last year that I posted. I don't think I have it up because it was on my old channel, but like come and pack my stuff with me, and I'm going for a lot, because this is my first time, so I want to make sure I had everything. But I'm going for, I got it right here, I'm going for a lot of these. My kids, I've got those two brand new pair of white ones, so I'm going to take, because I don't want my old mucky ones, so I got a pair of white ones, a pair of black ones, and I got a pair that I'm going to paint khaki, that are kind of scuffed up and you can't clean them anymore, so I'm going to paint those up for and khaki, so I have those. And then like those aren't good for feet. How can you walk? Because I put all my inserts in them, so they are comfortable that way and stuff, a lot more comfortable than some of the other shoes. And then I'm going to take just a couple pairs of little Mary Jane, so I don't think I'm going to take any heels, maybe one pair for one night, and I think Saturday night, because that's kind of the fancier night. Then I will, and that's when I wear my, I have this really pretty, it was a J.C. Penney dress too, but it looks very 50s. Is it a halter, or is it collared? I don't know, you'll see it. But it's all cream and taffeta and very vintagey feeling, so I'm going to vintage that out, and I might wear heels that one night with that one dress. Otherwise it's going to be flat and comfortable. So, what did I do this weekend? I hit Red Wing. As always, I never get, for as many years as I've been going over there, let's say 25 years that I've been going over there or so, plus or minus whatever, probably not plus, but about that. Anyway, I love bebopping. I never get bored of going over there. And my son didn't want to go to town with me today, so I had the whole day to myself, so I could take as much time, and I ended up going to stores and ended up talking to somebody, and of course, imagine that. So I did a lot of antiquing and made a little teeny cute little slideshow of all the little antiques. Just, I thought maybe you can't get out and vote, or you don't have antique stores where you are. So I took a bunch of pictures and kind of walked through the antique stores, so you can just kind of do a little shopping. That's good in your pocketbook, because you're just going to be watching. And I only bought one thing. I bought a couple of cute little, very inexpensive Salvation Army dresses, and not vintage though, but kind of vintage inspired. And then I also bought, what else did I buy? One vintage purse. Oh, and I'm going to do my vintage finds thing this afternoon. I'm just going to put, my hair is never done. I always want to do that and show you my stuff, but I thought, oh, I want to have my hair nice. Well, I tell you, when you're busy life and you're getting going and doing, Saturday's my running day and shopping day and Walmart day. And of course I went to the tea room too. That was very nice. Got that in. My son doesn't want nothing to do with that place. Zach, he'll go. It's a free meal. So I'm going to shoot it this afternoon. The lighting isn't really nice out, and my hair's going to be in the scarf, but I don't think you guys are going to care because I kind of want to show all the stuff I've been getting, because there's so many other things that are coming up. With Easter's coming up, and then after Easter, you know what? We're looking at April, and then it's 2 weeks to Viva, and I got to get it rolling. I remember last year when I went to Viva, I think I started packing 3 or 4 months ahead of time. Isn't that crazy? And for the car show day, I got my custom skirt from Jennifer that came in. Oh, I just love it. It's so cute, and I will show you that today. And I also found another cute little Etsy custom skirt shop, I guess you'd call it. And she had a really neat Hawaiian print. What is it? What's on it? Hibiscus? I can't think of the name of the flower. I think maybe hibiscus or orchids or something. I don't know. So I went on, and she does custom skirts. So I ordered one from her, and she says, oh, it'll be plenty of time before Viva. And I thought I would never order custom skirts. But you're looking for something specific, and you look and look and look, and it's not that much more. And it's an investment in something special that was handmade for you, for what you wanted, and it's right to your measurements. So splurge a little bit sometimes and treat yourself, because you get at a certain time of your life that get those special little things. What you waiting for? You know, get them now. So I did. I ordered a little skirt. So I think that's going to be my skirt that I wear when we go down to Fremont Street, because that is also the day that we will be ending at one of my other favorite places. My coffee is really cooled off. That's why I can swigger down so much. Frankie's Tiki Room. We kind of just happened upon it last year. I had Googled it and found it. And we didn't realize we had lucked out. We got there about 4:35. I had a taxi over that. And apparently that's kind of the hangout, because that's the first official day of Viva, that a lot of the Viva Las Vegas people will head on over there. And we were there, had a nice table, and then people started coming in. And it was just nice. So we sat the whole evening there. So when we go down to Fremont Street, I'm going to wear my new luau or Hawaiian or tropical skirt, and then a nice pair of comfy flat shoes, tennis shoes, and then we'll end up there, because we kind of, not that we want to match our surroundings, but we kind of like to kind of go with the flow of whatever the theme is for whatever. So I'll wear my little tropical skirt that day. So anyway, that's all that's going on. I already went and did my Easter shopping yesterday, and I got my 2 pre-cut spiral hams. It's just so much easier. People say, oh, they don't taste the same, and maybe not, maybe, I don't know. I think they're just as delicious. But it's just so much easier when you have as many people, 20 to 30 people over. It is so much easier just to pop those in the cooking bags, cook them, and then I think it only takes like an hour and a half to heat through because they're pre-cooked. And the slicing is easy. And Easter is my easy holiday because it is not as much stuff. We just do ham, and then I do food assignments. And Thanksgiving, I do probably 60% of all of the food for Easter, or sorry, for Thanksgiving. For Easter, it's a lot easier. I will only do my hams. And what else will I do? Maybe a little green bean casserole, but not as large quantity as I do. And then the vegetable, I always like to do a fresh green salad for Easter. I don't know. And there's this really yummy one that has dried cranberries, and I think it's candied walnuts, and it's with spinach and a raspberry vinaigrette, and it's nice and springy. I like to keep the Easter meal a little bit light, a little more springy, not so I'm going to eat and have to take a nap like Thanksgiving is. So, and next weekend my sister Pat's coming down, and I like to have her down at least once or twice over the winter to see her, and it's nice because the weather's good, and she's got a lot of like things that she needs to bring with her because of her health. So it's just easier when there's not like muck and snow and whatever outside. So just going to come down next week and I'm going to take her over to Oliver's in Red Wing. Yep, back to Red Wing. And then we're going to go to Fiesta Cancun, because I thought, you know what, it'd be nice, because she did go to Texas, I guess, in December. She hasn't been there before. I thought, just something new, and I'll go. Hey, I'll go with anybody who wants to go with me, so I'll take her over there for that. And then it's Easter, so I know, it's just like, it seems like there's always been something going on all winter, and I just love it. Time goes too fast. And then before we know it, we'll do that, got Viva, and then it will be time for up north at Sherrard's Resort. But I don't know if I told you guys last time we had coffee. But I was Google searching because I'm always hoping that someday I can have a lake home. Not necessarily that it has to be a house or a cabin, but just a nice lake lot that I could put a nice little camper on. Vintage nor not. It doesn't have to necessarily be vintage. That is my dream, is to have a little piece of land, whatever it may be, on a lake somewhere. I hope I get it. That's what I dream. That's what I'm shooting for within 5 years, to be able to, I'll have a lot of my stuff paid off that I got rolling now, and my kids should be nice and established and comfortable with whatever they're doing with life and through school or whatever, so that will be done. And you know how it is when you got kids and you're busy with your life and stuff, that something always seems to come up. So I hope that I find something someday. But anyway, so I was Googling, looking for lake property. Like, you know how you dream, like just like when you shop, we go shopping and put a bunch of stuff in your shopping cart or whatever, like store you're not going to get anyway. I just do it for, like, it's window shopping for lake homes or lake property. Anyway, the resort that I go to in the summer is called Sherrard's, and our family, starting with my mom and dad, have been going up there since 1995. So it started with them, and then later years it was me and then my brother. So we've all been up there collectively as a family starting in 95. And so the kids have been going up there since they've been very little, diaper little. And it's up for sale. The fellow who owned it passed away a few years back, and then his kids inherited it, and his kids are like in their 60s. And they've let somebody manage it now for how many years it has been, maybe 3 to 4, something like that. And now I see it's up for sale. So if the resort goes up for sale, I kind of am doubting that somebody else will take it on. It's a very old resort. It would have to have all new electrical and probably new wells, I'm thinking, and the sewer systems that are there kind of, so I think it would be kind of a total, like whoever would buy it would have to come in and do a lot of updates and stuff. And the bar was, the roof caved in here a couple winters back, and they have a whole new beautiful pine ceiling, and the bar is very, in very good shape. So that would be ready to roll for business, and it's only businesses on Big Lake up there. And there is also a homestead that goes with it that's 3 levels, you know, like the basement, but it's a walk-in, and then 2 upper levels, and it looks like a giant barn. It was like built, it wasn't ever a barn, but it's just built in that style, because when the house was built, Bob Sherrard, who owned it, had did he have 9 or 13 kids, so they needed lots of room, they needed lots of levels. So I'm not quite sure what kind of structural soundness the house has. The bar is very good. Nothing would have to be done to that. That's all been updated over the years and kept up and renewed. The house, I'm not quite sure how that was kept up over the years. You know, I've never been in it. And the campgrounds, of course, would have to have whole new systems and lots of changes. So anybody who would purchase it would have to do all of that. So I'm fearful that whoever buys the property probably is not going to keep it as a resort or campground. So what's that mean? I got to start looking, and at this point in my life I cannot purchase a property, so I'll be looking for, and I've got a couple other little resorts. I have to have somewhere to go. You know, my husband works so many hours. I got to get out of Dodge. I like to be on the lake. I like to go. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to do here, but I just like the whole thing. I've been doing it for so long. I mean, my family, when I was little, had a lake cabin that I was probably only just a toddler, but I still have memories of it. And my grandparents lived on a lake up by Mille Lacs Lake, so it was called Brown Lake. I think there's 8 million Brown Lakes. So it's kind of been in my blood since I was little, since I was born. We've been going up there since I was a baby, and then during the middle years, it was too hard to travel up there. We didn't go anymore, but there's just something about being on water, even if it's like a large river even. being on water, there's just nothing like it. I know some people have places up in the woods up north, but I just like that water, or going sitting down on the dock, or wading in the water, or walking around the shoreline. Nothing beats it. Of course, I'm not near any oceans around here or any great lakes either, so that's what we have. So we'll see how it rolls. If it sells in the next couple months, I might not even going up there except to clear out my stuff. That camper that I have, that large old park model, is the resort's. Bob said years ago, whoever wants to keep it up, maintain it, pay the rent, can use it for as long as they want to use it. So it would be just going up to take my stuff out, and the camper would just stay there for whoever the next owner it is. And it's not worth anything, and you can't do anything, and it, like the one side's settling in and separating a little bit. But we love it, and we've been there for so many years, and it's good enough for us. We're outside all the time anyway. It's just kind of a place to keep you dry, wash up at night, cook some stuff on the stove sometimes, and have coffee inside. So that's coming up. We don't know what's going on with that. So I hope that we get one more summer. We've been saying that every summer. This might be the last summer. This might be the last summer. Well, when the place goes up for sale, ding, ding, ding. Who knows what's going to happen? So that's kind of my spring in a nutshell, from my sister, and then Easter, and then Viva, and then wondering what's going to happen with Sherrard's. I'll keep you updated with all that. So everybody have a great week. I don't know if I'll be able to have coffee with you. I know, I'm sorry. But my sister's going to be down for the weekend, so it's going to be kind of all about her, and I don't know if I'll squeeze a little coffee in or not. But I'll post, you know, I'm on Instagram, Vintage Camper Girl Wisconsin. I'm on Instagram, and I try to put stuff on there, or my Facebook page, when I can have a little coffee or a little video or whatever with you guys. So I try to keep you up to date with what's going on. It's so nice, and I really appreciate everybody who makes the comments, and I enjoy all my little friendships that I've had with all you ladies and stuff. And it's so, you know, how large the world is, and you have so much in common with somebody who might live across the state or south or north of you or whatever. And so I enjoy all those conversations that we have in the comments, and sometimes I don't get right back to them right away just because I might be busy, or I tell you, you get older, I tell you, during my work week, I said I am so mentally and physically wiped out by the end of my work day. It's crazy that, you know, I'll do a few little things on my channel or Facebook and stuff, but I'm kind of pooped time to get home and do this and that. I'm sure I'm not the only one in that boat. I guess it doesn't matter what your age if you got one of those jobs that drains you. So everybody take care until we have coffee either next week, or then the next weekend's Easter. I'll try to get coffee in with you sometime. I don't know when. Sometimes I have a morning off. Maybe I'll do it then. So take care. Everybody have a great week. Everybody, if I don't get to talk to you before Easter, have a lovely Easter holiday with your family, and enjoy the traditions that you might have, or just the gathering and the friends and family, which is always nice too. Take care until we see you next time. Bye, everybody.